Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review we are looking at the Gothitropolis Raven DECIMUS HRABBAN. I don't know if I pronounced that right at all, but that's his name right there. And I am pretty sure, I'm not 100% sure because I didn't actually buy this figure. It was sent to me as a gift, so thanks to Alex for that. But I'm pretty sure this guy is the fantastic exclusive. It does say that there, and then this one is the only other one that mentions anything about being exclusive, so I'm assuming this guy is an exclusive of some sort. But he's really cool. He's the Black Raven of the bunch, which is probably the best one to have, which I'm just going to say because this is the one I do have. But because it is called the Ravens line and he is a Raven, so why not say he's the best? I'm allowed to do that. And he's a really, really cool figure. If you guys are familiar with these Gothitropolis figures, you know they are super highly sculpted, highly detailed, highly painted. Really, really cool figures. And they have basically DCUC articulation that's a little bit better. So it's kind of awesome. A really, really cool sculpt work throughout all of these guys. You saw when I did the Egalis one. These are essentially a bunch of the same figure with repaints and then alternate heads. But it's still a really cool line. I don't mind it at all because the repaints look awesome. I really like this version. I think the black with the purple and silver and black and bronze armor just looks super duper. Really, really cool. And he comes with a nice accessory, but we'll get to that in a second. He stands, and of course his legs are double hinged, so he could be a little taller, a little shorter, depending on how you have him posed. But he's almost 7 inches tall, which is 17.5 centimeters. And we'll go over the articulation first, and you can see the paint job as we're going. It's just a really, really cool paint job. So the articulation for the head is at least a single ball peg. I haven't pulled it off to check, but it feels like a single ball peg, and you get a really good range of motion out of it, and you never really get too much gapping unless you really force it and try to look in there at the very bottom. Otherwise, though, you get just pretty much all the posability you could possibly want. So that's really cool. Now for the shoulders, we have a standard type of ball hinge. Unfortunately, the armor does block it a little bit. What are you going to do? I guess having sculpted armor tends to do that. But you can move the arm around, for the most part, really well. So I'm happy about that. We get a bicep swivel up there hidden in the armor, which works really, really well. As far as being hidden goes, you can't really tell it's there no matter what. So that's kind of awesome. We have double jointed elbows, where the elbow actually kind of tucks into the feathering. So when it's not bent, it's really well hidden. And when it is bent, it works really well, so that's kind of nice. I really like the way they did that. And then for the wrist, we have a swivel and a hinge. Both hands are sculpted in order to hold the accessory, which we'll get to in a minute. For the upper torso, I'm pretty sure it's just a swivel. I thought they had put a hinge in there, but it doesn't want to move like a hinge, so I think it's just a swivel. I guess it could be a ball peg technically, but it still just wants to move like a swivel, so that's what I'm going to go with. And then we also have another swivel, I think. Do I remember correctly? I haven't held one of these in a while. I don't know. It feels like that should swivel down there, but maybe it's just glued for the lower waist. So maybe it's a swivel, maybe it's not. I don't want to force it. But either way, you get the full swivel up here, so that's fine. And then for the hips, we have... Oh, by the way, the belt is a separate piece, so it won't get in the way of the articulation. For the hips, we have kind of like Marvel Legends. They're pretty much just ball hinge hips. You can see the ball in there. So they can go out to the side, they go forward and back. There's a thigh swivel built in. They tend to freeze up at the thigh swivel, but it is there. So you can really pose this guy's legs however you want to. For the knees, we have the hinge that lets the leg go backwards. I do wish that this was connected to the lower leg rather than the upper leg, but it does hide the joint, so that's kind of good. It does work well. A nice hinge there for the knee, and these are soft so they won't get in the way. We have a second hinge down here for the double hinge. And they do, I think, yeah, they do rotate at the top also. And then lastly, we have a swivel and a hinge for the foot. And just so you can see up close, the feet, they look like they really just came off of a bird. They did a really good job sculpting these things. And then the paintwork just emphasizes that. Such a nice, high-quality figure. The Four Horsemen did a really, really good job with these guys. Alright, so let's look at the accessories. Well, actually, hold on. First of all, he has little wings up here, and they all do, and they are technically articulated. They're on little pegs, so you can move those around if you want to, or you can pop them off, and I'm not going to do it right now because I'll just show you in the photos. kind of have to heat them up to pop them off without risk of breaking them. But they pop off, and then you get, I think these were Kickstarter exclusives, which is how my buddy got them. You get some really cool wings that are very reminiscent of the DCUC Hawkman wings, but very well done. They are black with like a silver dry brush. They have the hinge here to bring them out. And then they also have a hinge here to connect them where these wings were. So you can just imagine how cool this guy looks, and you'll see at the end how cool he looks with those wings. So just right there, it's a really awesome figure. But wait, there's more. We have the standard feet right here. If you wanted to pose them in a flying pose, you have these opened feet where the talons are like ready to grab something. So those are interchangeable. And then lastly, if you want to just do a complete flying pose, you have the closed feet to have him look like that. So very cool that they have those. And then lastly, we have the weapon that he comes with, which is really cool. Very nicely detailed. It does actually come in 2 parts, but I've already put it together. And then it has the chain on there and a little spike on the end. And the chain can unwrap and kind of just hang. That's how they have it posed on their website. But it's a really cool accessory. It just looks really nice with this guy. It just snaps right into his hand like that, and he holds it nicely. So very, very, very cool looking figure. I'll definitely show you some photos here at the end so you can see what he looks like. They do have at least most of the currently available Ravens available still at Big Bad Toy Store, so click the link in the description. You can get yourself some. These things tend to end up being very valuable, so I would suggest if you're hesitating on getting them and think you're probably going to end up doing it, do it now before you have to go to eBay and pay a whole bunch, because they're really worth having. They're super cool figures, and I do recommend them 100%. There is also a Kickstarter exclusive. I think it was a Kickstarter exclusive, kind of like the wings. I think it was called the Battle Pack or something like that, where it comes with an alternate head where their beak is open. It comes with a helmet, and I think it comes with a sword also. I think each one of the birds got one, but I know this guy has a battle pack of it, excuse me, available. So if you do collect these, make sure you check those out if you're looking for those extra parts. They do exist, and they're kind of awesome. So if you like this video, guys, please click that thumbs up button. It does help me out, and I appreciate it. And if you want to see more videos like this, so you can see my upcoming figure reviews, custom figures, and other good stuff, I suggest you click the like button. And in the meantime, keep collecting.